So these have really been an amazing set of episodes so far. We're currently caught up to episode 12. I'm gonna quickly go over 11 and 12, and yo, honestly, both these episodes were stellar. I do lean towards 12, but let's get to the review. My bad, first of all, to have it a little bit late because I went to Japan. Alright, so episode 11. The first thing I want to say that's funny about this episode was where Gabiru was like, it'll be an honor to serve under me. And then Imaru was like, can I kill him now? He's like, sure. That was funny. I say that it's stellar in comedy. I really like how they're still being funny within the things that they have going on in this episode. But episode 11, honestly, I don't think it was that plot heavy. Basically, we just got to see how the ogres, the Kirin, I don't know how to pronounce it, are getting along with people in the village, what's going on, what they talk about, how they interact. So that was nice to see. I won't call it filler, but it is nice to see where their roles are in the world. How the purple hair girl, her name always slipped me, can't cook, and Benimaru avoiding that. That was really cool. I like that. We can finally see those daily interactions and not be so plot focused. But they did add a bit of plot on the end when Gabiru and the Lizard Man finally came to form the alliance. This was extremely interesting because I thought somehow they were going to talk it out, but you know how Gabiru is, saying, this slime isn't your leader, pisses off everybody. And Gapta, I've been saying every episode that I think, not every episode, but the past couple, that I think Gapta has some potential, especially after he learned how to summon the wolf. He did Shadow Step. I don't know what Gapta's ability is, and I think it's going to come up sooner or later somehow, but it's crazy to see that he can learn these skills. My first thing is, I really wonder, can other goblins learn Shadow Step? Or is Gapta just, they probably can, but is Gapta just that talented to actually figure that out? I don't know, but I am excited to think that Gapta at one point might actually be a pivotal fighter amongst ogres, temple wolves, and whatever else we got, Tempest wolves, and everything else we have. So that's going to be very interesting to see. So that's basically it really about episode 11, the Daily Peaceful Life and Gabiru. So now to episode 12. I know I'm zooming through, but this was an extremely good episode. So first off, I want to say one thing. Gabiru, right? I did not expect him to usurp the throne. I know he was thinking about, I want to become chieftain and I want to end up doing this and I'll do a better job as my father and I'm named. But he really led his people to be like, imprison my father, we're going to war. What? I did not see that coming at all. Also, don't forget the fact that that masked man was actually in Gabiru's group, which honestly I figured he should have found out strange. But I don't think the Lizard Man are honestly that smart beyond the chieftain and the woman that serves under him. For the sole fact that this dude is from Gelman, I guess they don't know that Gelman's actually leading it, which is fair. They haven't been given this information. But the guy's just like, yeah, you should take over. You should do it. And he's like, yeah, I should do it. And he actually takes over his father. That was bold. It's funny to see that Gelman has some influence. So because Gelman's soldier or unit or general, whoever this dude is that serves under him, since he pushed him to actually become leader, this is what I wonder about. And I could be either spot on or completely off. But I think when you name a monster, there's another feature, another aspect to it. Because why would Gelman want the Lizard Man, or want Gabiru to lead the Lizard Man to battle? One, maybe to make the forces weaker, to weaken the entire units and things of that nature. Two, maybe because he named Gabiru, he can actually take control over him with that name. I'm thinking of a series like Fate, I mentioned this before, where you actually can take over those people. I don't know if that's actually a thing or not, but maybe Gelman, since he named Gabiru, can actually control him, order him, or tell him what to do. That's a prediction. I really don't know, but I feel like it's a valid one. Because I remember the ogres when they announced to Rimuru to say, hey, the importance of a name, and Rimuru was like, yeah, I know, it uses a lot of magicules. Were they wanting him just to say, hey, you're going to use a lot of magicules to name us all? Or are they saying, hey, by you naming us, you now literally own us, just like Gelman might own Gabiru? This might be a stretch, but I think there's got to be a little bit more to it than him just wanting to wipe out the Lizard Army. Because with as strong as the orcs are, he could have just sent the orcs to wipe them all out with ease, I assume. Rimuru exists, so it is possible to get that done. And another thing, the alliance was finally formed by Soji. I'm pronouncing his name Soji, but he's the blue ogre. I can't pronounce his name right. If someone in the comment section wants to break it down for me on how to say it, that would be amazing for most of the ogres' names. But he made that alliance. that was a dope scene by seeing how serious Soldier Luigi actually is. But he had like a little silk wrapped around the lizard man's neck, and he was ready to cut it off. It was crazy, man. If he didn't get stopped, he would have killed him and said, hey, back to the alliance with ease. So the chieftain and him planned for this meeting to be, I want to say 3 days, but I believe them to say 7 days later, we're going to come here and meet. But now that Gabiru imprisoned the chieftain and set them to war, I think most of the lizard men are going to get wiped out. My prediction for this, which is why this happens, I think if Gabiru is obviously going to survive somehow, some way. Whether he's saved, whether he escapes, however he does. But I think a lot of lizard men are actually about to get wiped out by these orcs. So the thing is, if they get wiped out, there's only a few of them left, right? There's Gabiru being the leader, the chieftain, and the remaining survivor lizardmen. What are they gonna do if they get mostly wiped? The same thing the ogres do. They're gonna need someone to protect them, and I think they'll become a faction of the village that Rimuru owns. I think. I could be wrong, but I really think that is a good and safe prediction to actually make in this situation. So, let's talk about the Masked Man real quick. The Masked Man, right? The Masked Man that works for Gentleman. Do you think that's the same guy that attacked the ogre village? The thing is, he does have a different mask, I believe, and also like there was fire and everything around in there, so you really can't tell. Maybe it was a different color, maybe it's a similar mask. But if that's not the same dude that attacked the ogre village, that means Gelman has like multiple masked men. Like that's probably, we've only seen 2. There's probably 3, 4, or 5 of them, and they're most likely pretty powerful and planted around and eyeing everybody. I'm very curious to see if they know about Rimuru. I don't believe so, because if so, I think they would have attacked with the orcs by now or gone straight to him, but we'll see. I don't think they have a reason to know of them, but maybe they know a rumor about this slime that runs the village but doesn't take it seriously because he's a slime. And let's talk about Trainee. Like this is so much speculations can come from this episode. The Dryad, her name is Trainee, right? How do you all really feel about Trainee? I really am genuinely curious to hear this, because even Rimuru, as cautious as he is and wise as he is, I'll use wise because I'll say mature because he thinks about his decisions before he actually reacts or acts or sends out his people. Before he took this quest, he was like, great sage, can we trust this Dryad? And they were like, yo, the Dryads are here to deliver divine punishment, meaning that's their goal. They're protectors of the forest, and they've been living there for eons, right? So the thing is about the Dryad, one thing that made me not trust her personally as much is even though she offered information, she confirmed that the ability Starve that I'll talk on, she confirmed that there is an Orc Lord and that someone's probably running behind leading this, being the Demon Lord or whatever, or the General Gentleman. But the thing is, it's like, despite her providing information and giving this quest, one thing she didn't offer was help. And that's why I question her. Because like, I'm not saying that the Dryads are like magic creatures that can use magic and stuff, but if you lived in the forest for eons and eons, wouldn't they have some type of ability? I don't care if she's like swinging trees at people, casting wood magic spells or healing. Like, why haven't the Dryads offered their help or support? Is their job just to sightsee and like see what's happening in the forest? I don't think so. Their job is to protect the forest, right? Since their job is to protect the forest, then why isn't she offering assistance? She's just providing information and sending the most powerful figure she knows to go handle it. Now, I'm not saying she's betraying Rimuru or has like her evil plans of her own. I don't think she's evil per se, but I really just find it funny that she really didn't offer any true assistance beyond information, just merely, I need you to handle this for the good of the forest. Do you trust her? Yes? No? Do you feel anything strange about her? I feel something strange, but I don't think she's evil. Maybe she's just selfish in the respect to say, this is the best option for the forest, so I'm stepping out. Maybe. I don't have a good feeling for her, but I'll go with she's not evil, but she's like, the forest comes first, and this is probably the best and easiest way to do so. What do you think? Now, the Starved ability. The Starved ability is kind of crazy because honestly, you already got the description. For those that don't know or didn't see it or want a better understanding of it, Starved means that the Orc Lord has an ability called Starves. You know that when you're an army and you're charging through warfare, your soldiers need to eat. What they do is they eat fallen soldiers, fallen enemies they've beaten. And by doing that, very similar to Rimuru, I like this because, Rimuru has Predator, he gets abilities from Predator and things, eating things in a sense, right? They do the exact same thing. The question to that is, do they gain new abilities or do they just get new strength? From the way it sounds, they just get new strength. The weirdest thing to me that I didn't understand that I saw in the anime is that when a few of them ate, like ate an enemy, they ate like what? They even their ally, or the orcs, all of them glowed purple, right? The scary thing is, and I don't think it worked this way, but I think it would be crazy, if one orc eats an enemy, does that one orc get stronger, or does the whole faction get stronger? Because the way that it looks like to me, the entire faction shined purple and getting stronger. I don't know, maybe they only need to get a bite, a piece, but I think for every enemy they eat, they all entirely as a whole get stronger. I don't know, what you think? Let me know. I got a lot of questions to you all this video because I'm just like on overdrive thinking about how could this work? How does this actually happen? What'll happen next? So I find that crazy, but you all do realize they ate an entire ogre village. That's a power up, man. They're just going through and eating each other. Like, that's kind of crazy. So the starved ability is dope, and I like that it's consistent with the basis of the show, being Rimuru and his Predator ability. It makes me think that this isn't going to be the only case where an ability like Predator comes up. And it'd be funny if someone else didn't have Predator per se, but another ability just like it. So let me know what you think. I like this concept. It was just like, that's pretty unique. And the fact that they commented in the actual show where Trainy's like, yeah, it's just like your Predator ability. Also, Trainy knows about Predator. Like, she's really been eyeing him. I really wonder for how long, and I dare say she's been watching Rimuru since he entered the forest and interacted with the goblins. So another thing on the Lizard Man and Gabiru, right? When we saw the actual orcs like eating the other orcs, you all saw Gabiru's face, right? I want to comment on one thing about Gabiru. Remember in episode 11 where the Tempest Wolf Ragna actually like roared at him? He used Menace and he just stood there and wasn't scared, but all the rest of the Lizard Man were? Like, I couldn't figure out, and yet again, let me know what you think. I couldn't figure out for Gabiru, was it bravery or foolishness for him not to react to Ragna? And the reason why I asked that is because it seems like, honestly, whether he's a fool, whether he's naive, it seems that Gabiru really isn't terrified of anything. Ragna obviously would have beat him because Gobda did, but Gabiru was just like, I'm sitting here, I'm not scared, right? So for someone who's not really scared at all, for him to actually be in such shock when he saw the orcs eating each other shows that even he gets frightened. Like, he's not a fool in that realm. He also picked up the trident. This is a side tangent. He picked up the trident, got some power from it, so he knows he's pretty powerful and is feeling himself. But him seeing that scene even scared him. So, you know, like, it's kind of funny with Gabiru. I don't know if he's just like a foolishly brave prince that's full of himself, which probably is that, or is he actually like, I can lead an army, I'm pretty wise, you know what I mean, I make dumb choices, but like, you know, it's like, I don't have a good grasp of him yet. I can't wait to see what choices and things he makes, but I'm very curious to see in the next episode what he's gonna do now that he sees how much of a threat these orcs are. He sent his forces forward, and you know, like, I'm pretty sure his strategy will crumble. So what are you gonna do now that you really messed up in this situation? I'm interested to see that. Let me know what you think. Like, I don't know what he'll do next. I think somehow they're gonna fight and they're gonna lose a lot of soldiers and they're gonna back. That's my prediction, because that seemed like the logical thing to do. You're his prince. If you're losing a lot of people's lives against these orcs, you're gonna go run to Rimuru for help, or you're just gonna run back to your base and hold as long as you can. But ultimately, I really think somehow Rimuru is going to come save the day. Maybe they'll send a Lizard Man to go get some help or assistance and be like, look, we're under attack now. We don't have a plan. We need you. And Rimuru and the crew will save the day, because waiting, I believe, 7 more days for the Alliance people just to come and meet them. Like, he's not going to bring the entire army. It's just too long, and the Lizard Man will be wiped. Or they'll just be wiped all together. Like, I'm very hyped for the next episode. I feel like it's going to take 2 or 3 episodes to really give Rimuru a chance to fight and interact with and fight the battles with the other orcs. I don't know, but I'm glad to see that Gelman is keeping an eye on them, and I just can't wait to see them fight those Gelman soldiers. Maybe even Gelman soon, or maybe he could be a long time season 2 if we get a season 2 enemy. I don't know. But yo, thank you very much. That's the review, my thoughts, my prediction, what I see going on. My brain's a little overdrive from episode 12 alone. Overall, episode 11 was pretty good to see the interactions, see Gabiru's alliance. That's cool. I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? That was a pretty good episode. But episode 12, I just gotta be like, yo, Dryad, I got questions. Gabiru, what's he gonna do next? Rimuru, what you gonna do, man? Like, it's a lot going on, and what's gonna be the fate of the Lizard Man with the oncoming orc threat? Like, it's really solid. But yo, with that being said, that's another review here in the database. I would love to hear your feedback and thoughts. Sorry again for getting this to you late. I was in Tokyo, Japan. If y'all want a video hearing about my experience, let me know. And I'll also be sure to show you next review the cool stuff I actually got from Japan. They're really big fans of that time I got reincarnated as a slime. They had like a little boot and stuff for it. But yo, with that being said, yo, you all have a good night, good day, whatever it may be well, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching, and yo, see you later, guys.